Hey guys, welcome to a new weekly analysis / breakdown of what happened this week from May 6th to May 10th. It was a very nice week. We ended up in profit, and it also was a beginning of a new approach towards prop firms where I added to my watch list a new pair, which is US 30. Watch this video where I'll show you guys my everyday analysis and the way I approach the markets. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let's get right into the video. Hey guys, welcome to a new day in the markets. Today is May 6th. The beginning of a new week, and right now I'm looking at AU and also the new pair added to my watch list, which is US 30. Basically right now it's 8:35 a.m. New York time, and at the moment there's no clear opportunities for me. We can see that there's a bullish market in the 1 hour as well as in the daily, but we recently took this high here, like taking this liquidity from here. Then there was some rejection to the downside, but there was no break of structure to the downside. As you guys can see, this was the news of NFP last Friday, and there was no break of structure to the downside in this area, and there was no break of structure also in the 5-minute, like a clear break of structure. Price just went down, filling this gap here, and now it's going to the upside. So basically there's no clear opportunities right now. I would like to see maybe price taking this high here, which is Friday's high, and then maybe see a reversal to the downside. Same thing as here. US 30, it's a little bit nicer in my opinion, because first it took Friday's high in this area and it's filling this gap, and maybe it can reach the supply zone here. If we reach the supply zone here, I might expect something like this to the downside. So that's basically what I'm looking. But also it could happen without reaching the supply zone, just considering this liquidity grabbed and then dropping from here. So honestly, in US 30, I'm not looking for buys just because I don't like this structure here. There's no clear like momentum or breakup structure. For example, I wouldn't be confident to consider buying in this area. I wouldn't like that. So yeah, that's why I prefer to look for some sales around this area, considering this liquidity grabbed, instead of just like buying here, which is in my opinion not a quality setup. But to be honest, the market is not very clear by now, so I'll stay watching, and if there's nothing, I'll considering a no trading day. So I'll catch you guys later. Hey guys, so it's currently 9:14 a.m. New York time, and there's still nothing for me for today. We are still in this range. For example, in AU, that price haven't reached this Friday's high, so I'm basically waiting if price continues with this low liquidity and there's no opportunities for me, or if it just goes up and maybe take liquidity from here and then we look for some opportunities, or if it goes down. But yeah, to be honest, it pretty much looked like in AU it's gonna be a no trading day. US 30, it's basically the same right now. We understand that price took Friday's high in this point here, so I might expect for a reversal, breaking structure to the downside for me to position myself in sales. But I'll have to wait if that happens. Actually, there's not too much liquidity by now. I'll have to wait for New York open at 9:30 a.m. to see what happens. But like I said, I'm honestly not looking for buying opportunities. I'm just looking for sales in US 30. But at the moment, there's no clear confirmations or clear opportunities. It will be very nice if price reached this 4-hour supply and then drops. But if that doesn't happen, well, it means that it might just react from here and break structure to the downside. But yeah, by this point, there's no clear confirmation, there's no opportunity, so I'm staying away from the markets, and I'll update you guys after New York opens and to see if there's something for me or if it's just a no trading day. So let's see what happens. Hey guys, it's currently 3 p.m. New York time, 12 p.m. Vancouver time, and this is basically what happened. I'm gonna explain you guys what happened. The reason why I didn't record is because I was actually recording a live trading video for this trade, but I'm not gonna upload it because it was a very long trade, kind of boring. and at the end it didn't reach my TP. It was a profitable trade, but I don't think it's worth it for me to upload to YouTube, but I just prefer to explain here in a more clear video for you guys why I took this trade and the reason behind it, and I'll show you on the screen how much I did, how much was the profit, and the specific trade I took. And I'll also put like a quick live trading video of me basically recording this trade. But yeah, basically what I did was the following. Let's do a quick replay mode. So yeah, so the last time I recorded for you guys in this weekly analysis for this Monday, price was around this area. Let me put a little bit more. So there you go. So we were like around this. I said that I was expecting for price to reach this 4-hour supply and then break structure, or that it was also possible that because price already took Friday's high, that it could start dropping by breaking structure to the downside and basically make us a shift of structure instead of bullish to bearish. So I was waiting for the best. I was waiting for the first change of character or the break of structure, the most clear break of structure. So this was basically what happened. So we can see that there was a clear break of structure to the downside. We can also see it in the 5-minute. You guys can see this was the break of structure. It broke this structure here, here, and here. So it broke multiple structures to the downside. And understanding that we were bullish since Friday, New York session, we were completely bullish, and also on Sunday we were also bullish. I was expecting for a reversal in my trading session. So based on my strategy, I waited for a reversal towards this supply zone here, and I placed my entry level here and my stop loss around this area. It was a big stop loss, yes, because I understood that there was this gap still to be filled in the 4-hour. So I was kind of iffy to just put a tight stop loss like this. I preferred to put it like that, and I was targeting this. So I consider this equal lows as liquidity, as well as this I consider liquidity, and I was targeting this gap in here. So it was kind of a 1 to 2 risk reward trade. I was risking 1% of my new account of $5,000 with Decipherus, where I'll be trading this specific pair US30 as a test or a data analysis of this new trade and this new approach. But yeah, this is basically what happened. So price went there, activated my entry, and I started dropping. What happened here? So you guys can see that in this point, just to make sure my analysis, because we were bullish when price reached this zone here, so around this area, I moved my stop loss to break even, right, in this point. And I waited for price to continue dropping. I was not gonna trail my stop loss. I was just wait for price to reach my final TP. But what happened? First, I was already late in my trading session. You guys know that I usually trade with AU until 11 a.m. New York time, and it was already 11:45. With US30, based on my data, I'll be trading until 12 p.m. New York time. So there was still a little bit of room, but this is basically what happened. In my opinion, there was still liquidity to be taken out. This was just like a small fake out to the upside. But yeah, price decided to go even lower than that. And then this was the interesting part. You guys can see that when it took liquidity, not only of this low here, let's put it in the 5-minute. It not only took liquidity from this low here in the 5-minute, but also it took liquidity from all this target I had considered liquidity. I was rejecting from this demand zone, understanding that we were bullish. And also it took this liquidity, like it swept the floor, and then it started breaking structure to the upside. There's where I was iffy, because if you guys can see the momentum to the downside, and then the momentum to the downside had decreased. So I decided to close my position around this area for around a 0.8% of my account. That was basically the trade. So I decided to close around this area, understanding that liquidity decreased to the downside. Also understanding that we took this liquidity here and that higher timeframes were based on a bullish trend. So it was a very intelligent, manually closed of this trade. And you guys can see basically what happened after this. We broke structure, definitely. This was a valid gap here, but either way, we were completely bullish. So you guys can see price reversed completely. Now it's like going back again, but either way, it was a break even for me. So I honestly decided to close manually for a profit and secure this profit for today, which was almost 1% of my account of this 5K. So yeah, we started very nice with this new account with the Fivers, almost with a 1% profit. And the most important thing is not the profit, because it's a small account. The most important thing is that we respected our plan, our rules. We followed our strategy, and we started testing a new pair that I'm pretty confident that it's going to give us positive outcomes in the long term. So yeah, that was all for today, and let's see what happens tomorrow. Hey guys, welcome to a new day in the markets. Today is Tuesday, May 7th. So I'm currently watching AU on US 30. So first in AU, what I can see is that, so here we have like last range. I understand that this is a supply zone, right? This one. But I don't consider that a valid supply zone, because if we can see, there's no break of structure to the downside. So let's, for example, do, in my opinion, this is the last range. So we have this, right? Then it went up and then it went down. So at the moment, there's no clear break of structure, which indicates, in my opinion, that this is just liquidity sitting down above these two highs, and the price just recently reached this important zone here, and that it might want to go up, understanding that we are in a bullish trend. The only thing that makes me iffy is to realize that we took this high here and price is rejecting, but because there's no break of structure to the downside, based on my strategy and my confirmations, I can't consider this supply zone valid, just because there is no break of structure. If the situation was the following, for example, so this here, right? And if it was something like this, for example, and then it broke structure and price was around this area like it is right now, then I will consider this a supply zone for me to do something like this, to sell, right? But because that didn't happen and it's not present in the market, I'm not considering that a valid zone. That's why what I'm considering right now is understanding that price is rejecting from this point, considering this movement. I'm waiting for price to break this structure to the upside and then do something like this, give a discount, and then buy. So that's what I'm looking at AU right now. Let's see in US 30. In US 30, I'm waiting for this. So we can see that we've been going up for a long time. Price recently took yesterday's high, so Monday's high, and here. So this is like the liquidity grab. And then I'm waiting for a break of structure. Where is this line for price to break a structure? Kind of like the trade I took yesterday, very similar. But this one, it's even more nicer because price is holding a 4-hour supply. So you guys can see this was a whole gap here of this, and price finally mitigated all that gap, and now it's rejecting to this supply zone in the 4-hour. So what I can expect is for price to break this structure to the downside, something like this, then reverse, and then I'll be selling, maybe targeting these two lows as liquidity. Yeah, I will see where to target, because there's actually no clear target right now, unless we consider this full gap here, but I don't think price is gonna reach that. I might want to reach this as target. You guys can see this line here, that's an interesting gap in the daily time frame, so maybe that's what I will target, considering, like I said, this as liquidity, and this, for me, in my opinion, this is just full liquidity. You guys can see this is just the most clean and nicer liquidity you guys can find. But there's also this zone here, the 15, this fair value gap, or this demand zone. So that could also be a important zone or area where price could reject off and continue going up, understanding that we are bullish. But I can't consider this valid because there's no clear momentum to the upside where it broke structure, so I don't consider this a very valid demand zone. I'd like demand zones to have a lot of momentum and break structure to the upside or to the downside with momentum, but it didn't happen. So that's why I'm looking for this specific movement towards this liquidity down here. So let's see what happens, and I'll catch you guys with an update depending on what happens. Okay guys, so quick update. AU already broke structure to the upside, so now I'm waiting for price to reverse and give me my entry. I haven't placed my order yet. I'm just waiting for price to reject, and when it starts reversing, I'll put my order. So yeah, now price is approaching to this 1 hour supply zone. I want to see what it does. It can work 100%, but like I said, it's not in my plan. That's why I'm not considering a valid entry. So yeah, I understand, of course, that it looks nice. Like, I can't lie to you. It's a clear supply zone with a clear momentum, with a breakup structure in this side, but it's not a high quality breakup structure because, like I said, this was the whole impulse and price is just following trend right now. So here, here, here. So yeah, that's basically it. Let's see what happens. In US 30, price is still in the same place. There's no liquidity. Usually liquidity starts popping up on New York Open, so there's still some time. It's 8:43, so there's kind of 1 hour more to go before New York Open. So there's nothing very clear right now in US 30. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at the U. Let's see how it reacts to the supply zone, and update you guys with what happened. Hey guys, so quick update. It's currently 10 a.m. New York time and there's still nothing for us. So let's first analyze AU. So like I said, I was waiting for this buying opportunity, but price, it's not reversing, it's just continue going up. And for AU, I trade usually until 11 a.m. So I have still 1 more hour. But if there's no momentum to the downside or something, I'll just be done for the day at 10:30 a.m. And for US 30, we can see that there's still nothing for us. I was waiting for this low to be broke, but there's no breakup structure yet. We can see that price took this high here, which is basically the most recent high, and it's still holding this 4 hour supply. So I would like to see maybe price reversing and do something like this, breaking this whole structure here, and then looking for a selling opportunity around this area. But for that to happen, there's still need to be some momentum to the downside, breaking not only this structure but also this structure for me to consider it valid. But yeah, also it's kind of risky, but it's valid. But what I mean with risky is because we have this fair value gap here. So yeah, that's basically the reason why I consider it a little bit risky, but and also because it's bullish, like the major trend. But it's completely valid, the fact that it's holding a 4 hour supply. It took yesterday's high in this zone here, and it took also this high here. So I would like to see some reversal. But yeah, I'll update you guys if something happens. If not, it's going to be a no trading day for me. Hey guys, so it's currently 11:16 a.m. New York time, and it's going to be a no trading day for me. At the end, what I was expecting didn't happen. Like, price just didn't give me any confirmations for me to take any possible trades, neither in US 30, neither in AU. I was waiting in AU for price to give me a reversal to this. That didn't happen. It's kind of holding the supply zone. And in US 30, price just continue going up and there's not too much of a rejection in this supply zone in the 4-hour, it might want to consider this as liquidity and continue going up. Understanding that, of course, the trend right now in US 30, it's completely bullish. So yeah, I respected my rules and my plan. If there's no confirmation, there's no trade. Simple as that. But yeah, the analysis was valid. It's just that price didn't work with us this time. So yeah, let's see the news for tomorrow. There's actually no news tomorrow, so it's gonna be maybe a very nice day. So yeah, let's see what happens tomorrow, Wednesday, and I'll see you guys in the next day. Hey guys, welcome to a new day in the markets. Today is May 8th. It's 8:34 a.m. New York time, and I'm watching currently US 30 and AU. So in US 30, we have that price recently rejected from a supply zone here, and it recently broke structure to the downside. And here, you guys can see this line. That was the break of structure. But overall, in my opinion, the trend is bullish. So there's two possibilities: for price to respect a bearish structure, or for it to consider this as a liquidity grab from yesterday's low, that it recently took this yesterday's low, this one, and consider this as a liquidity grab and reject from this fair value gap. We can see it here, like this gap here, respect from this and start going up. For me to consider a buying opportunity, I'll have to wait for a confirmation here, like a change of structure, and then enter. I'm also waiting for New York open. So yeah, and on US 30 I have this. So price has been going down since yesterday, New York session. So this was New York session here around 9 a.m. and it started dropping. It dropped the whole day yesterday. It kept dropping on London session, so I might expect a reversal in my session. And right now price is, so if we go to the daily, we can see that price, it's holding a gap, a very nice gap in the daily time frame. It's also a gap in the 4-hour here, and in the 1-hour we have that price is basically located in this whole zone. So what I would like to see is for price to break structure to the upside and consider some buying opportunities. Understand that this point is a very crucial point, this line here, to target. Let's see how DXY looks. So DXY looks very similar but in the opposite way. So we have that price is holding a 4-hour supply zone here that broke structure to the downside. If we make it a little bit smaller, it will be this zone here in the day, in the 1-hour time frame. So it will be nice for price to reach that zone first and then break structure, then look for a reversal here and then sell, right? But that will be basically the opposite in AU. So that's what I'm basically waiting for price to break structure to the upside, reversal, and then buy. So that's gonna be the analysis for today. Let's see if it happens. Let's see what the price does. I really like the position in US 30 for some buying opportunities maybe, but like I said, I will have to wait for New York open because yeah, I don't want to give it just like less than an hour for the setup to perform. So I really prefer to just wait to see what New York opens does, and if it gives me this confirmation to the upside, or if it just respects a selling position and I position myself in a selling trade. So yeah, that's basically it for now. Hey guys, so it's currently 9:07 a.m. New York time, and I'm currently watching how both of my pairs, AU and US 30, are starting to get a bullish momentum. So if we can see, this is AU. What I'm looking is the following. I'm waiting for price to break this structure here. So basically it did this, it did this, it took liquidity from this low, understanding that it also took yesterday's low, and then looking for a break of structure, breaking this structure here, reversal, buy. That's basically what I will be looking for and targeting like this gap here. And yeah, so this is the break of structure we're waiting, or the second possibilities for price to reject from the supply zone, that there's a 5-minute supply zone, and also it's a 1 hour supply zone, a 15. So and we're following trend. So that's basically what I'm looking for right now, to see if price is able to break this structure or if it respects this downtrend momentum. And on US30 we can see that price is starting to get some movement to the upside, respecting this gap here. So I'm not taking trades until New York Open, so I need to wait for New York Open to develop, and then I can see what price does. But I really like this zone for a buying opportunity in US30. I just need a clear breakup structure. Like we can see, this is a breakup structure here, so like there's the 1 minute, and price recently broke the whole structure here. Well, it's almost breaking it, so it will be nice to see price reversing, holding this demand zone, and then buying. But like I said, I'll have to wait for New York Open to develop, because it could just keep dropping very fast and it will be a big loss. So that's basically what I'm looking, and yeah, I'll update you guys with whatever happens after New York Open. Hey guys, so I was waiting for this trade here, but it literally happened in New York Open. So now I'm waiting for maybe a reversal for me to enter the trade. So yeah, that's basically what I'm looking for right now. Let's see if there is a reversal and I'm able to enter the trade. I'm gonna place my entry here. So my entry is placed now. Let's see if there is actually possibility of entry in US30, and yeah, we'll see. Hey guys, so it's currently 10 a.m. New York time, and this is how I am right now. So in US30, price left us. Yeah, that's basically what happened. So I placed my entry level in the 60% discount, but price reached to the 50% and it left us. I'm still not removing my order, just because I want to see price taking this liquidity here and keep going. I really feel that it's gonna take this high today. So it took Tuesday's low. I think it's going to take Tuesday's high. So that's why I'm not removing my order yet. And in AU, price is respecting the supply zone. Like I said, I was waiting for price to break this structure to the upside to consider buying opportunities, but there's nothing yet. I will have to wait for price to break this structure here for me to be able to consider a selling opportunity. I can't enter here just because there's no breakup structure yet. So I want a double confirmation, because like there was a lot of momentum to the upside, so that's what I'm waiting. And I would like to see for price to take this low here, reverse, and then keep going down. So that's what I'm looking for. It's kind of late for AU. I still have 2 more hours in US30, but I really don't think price is gonna reverse to my zone. But yeah, usually US30 likes to go a lot to the 60% discount. That's based on my data, so I follow my rules, and if it didn't reach my zone, it's fine. But yeah, I'm looking for this right now in the AU, and well, let's see what happens basically. Hey guys, so it's currently 10:30, almost 10:30 a.m. and unfortunately price didn't reach our zone, our entry point, and now it took this liquidity here. That was my first target. So I'm canceling the order just because, like I said, it literally didn't reach my zone. So that doesn't mean that this is not valid anymore. No, it just means that for me to consider a valid trade now, I'll have to wait for price to reverse and give me another confirmation. But yeah, why? Because in this case, I would have been already in a break-even point. So I would have moved my stop loss to break even to this area. So it doesn't make sense for me to just keep the trade open when in real time, if my order would have been activated, I would have been in break even basically. So yeah, I'm gonna wait to see what happens, but I really like this trade and I honestly believe that it's gonna go and mitigate this Tuesday's high. On the other hand, this is AU right now. It's doing the movement very nicely and it's almost breaking structure to the upside. And after breaking structure to the upside, now I can look for a buying opportunity, but it's very late. It's already 10:30, so it pretty much looks like a no trading day for me, at least in AU. So yeah. Okay, so AU finally broke structure to the upside, so this would be my entry. Let's see if price gives us the reversal in our trading session, which is until 11 a.m. New York time. It's 10:30, so I really don't think it's going to do it, but that will be my ideal entry. So yeah, you guys can see it will be kind of like a 60% discount, targeting this high here, and if price reverse here, targeting this as my first target and moving my stop loss to break even in the case of price breaking this structure again. So yeah, that will be my ideal entry. Hey guys, so it's currently 11 a.m. New York time and you guys can see how the trade worked perfectly. I want to show you guys how close it was from my entry point. You guys can see it's literally a very small difference for price reaching my entry point and activating my order. But yeah, trade worked perfectly. I'm pretty sure that it's gonna take this high. It's not yet in my final TP, but at this moment it's very likely that I will already take some partials or whatever, but there's no way of losing in this trade or not ending with a profit. But it was a beautiful trade, guys. It didn't work out, not because price didn't work out, but just because price didn't activate my order. But yeah, these things happen. Sometimes it hurts, like this one that I was so close. But yeah, and in AU, I didn't take any trade. Price didn't reverse to my zone. The breakoff structure was here, so I was waiting for a reversal in this area. So for price to do in this point here, to do this and then buy. But that didn't happen, so it's a no trading day. But yeah, that was all for today, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Hey guys, welcome to a new day in the markets. Today is May 9th and it's currently 9:11 a.m. New York time. So first in AU, so we had some news earlier this morning at 8:30 a.m. and those news moved the market to the upside very fast, and now price is kind of rejecting to this supply zone, very nice zone in the 1 hour. But we also have to understand that price rejected from a nice gap in the daily and it broke structure to the upside. So like you guys can see, this was a breakup structure to the upside. So it broke structure here as well as here, and now it's reversing. So I would like to see price reaching this zone for me to consider buys, or to see a clear breakup structure to the downside in this area for me to consider sales. Let's see. So as we can see, there's no clear breakup structure in the 5-minute or in the 15 minute. So I will maybe expect more for price to reach this zone and then look for buying opportunities around this area. Understanding that, of course, price rejected from this gap here in the daily, and also that we don't have a very nice breakup structure to the downside in this area. As we can see, when price, like let's see in the 4 hours, you guys can see, so this was the last impulse, so this is the last range, and we can see that there's no breakup structure to the downside here. Like, I understand that this is kind of a breakup structure in this area, but it's not a very nice breakup structure. So in my opinion, just price is just following trend. If it respects this gap here and it continues to the upside, considering this highs as liquidity, and it continues going up, there's something that we rejected from this demand zone. So that's kind of an analysis in higher time frames, but I just focus in smaller time frames, so I just need to observe my confirmations present in this lower time frames. So I would like to see, like I said, the breakup structure to the downside here, or for price to reach the case zone around this area for consider buying opportunities. And now in US 30, I don't trade until 9:30 a.m. like until New York open, but what I can see is the following. So in the daily, we recently took this high here, but we're completely bullish. You guys can see there's a lot of bullish momentum. Price is reversing here after taking this liquidity and readjusting like to this gap here, but you guys can see the low liquidity when price was dropping. Usually when the direction wants to shift, the movement it's very fast, like it has a lot of strength because a lot of selling power it's involved in the markets. But you guys can see, like, look at the liquidity here going down. There was literally nothing compared this liquidity going up with this liquidity going down. This basically means, in my opinion, that there's no strength to the downside, there's way more strength to the upside. So I know that price is rejecting to this demand zone here, right? And it broke structure, but because there's New York time open in about 15 minutes, I will expect for a bigger discount towards this area that we can see it in the 1 hour, that there's gaps and everything, and it's a nice demand zone. I would like to see price reversing to this area and then give me a buying confirmation to continue the trend and continue to the upside. So that's what I will look for. I don't feel comfortable of buying around this area, so if price doesn't reach this zone, I might not take any trades, but I'm completely biased in buying opportunities or a bullish trend for US 30 in my session today. So yeah, that's basically all for US 30 and AU, and I'll update you guys with whatever happens. Okay guys, so this will be basically my ideal scenario in US 30 for price to consider all this liquidity. We can see it way more nicer in the 15 minute. For price to consider all this, where the X is in this line, all this liquidity. So for price to do basically this. So from here, New York open, drop very fast, taking all this liquidity here and react around this area. So if price do that and it basically takes this liquidity and then drops and it starts rejecting here, making like a nice confirmation for me, I will get into the trade for a buying opportunity targeting all this liquidity sitting above this zone here. So that's gonna be my ideal bias, but it's also very likely that price will continue to the upside very fast in New York open, and then if it breaks this high here and it starts taking liquidity, now I can consider maybe some selling opportunities. So yeah, that's it. Okay guys, so it's currently 10 a.m. New York time and it pretty much looks like a no trading day. So as I told you guys, it was also likely for price to reject from this demand zone, and that's what it did. Basically, after New York Open, it rocket launched towards my target for the session, which was yesterday's high. So the movement, it's done already, and basically looks like a no trading day for me in US 30, 100%. The direction was nice, like it was following trend. I was just expecting for New York Open to take this liquidity here and react from this zone to the upside. But yeah, didn't happen. And in AU, it also looks like a no trading day. The only way I could consider a buying opportunity is if price takes this high here. So if it do this, takes this high, and then it drops, then it reverse, and then sell. But as you guys know, I only trade until sometimes 10:30 to 11 a.m. in Forex pairs, especially in AU. So it's also gonna be a no trading day. Well, at the moment it's gonna be a no trading day, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna stay the same. So if anything else happens, I'll update you guys. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Well guys, so it's almost 11 a.m. and I wanted to tell you that it's definitely a no trading day. So at the end, there was no momentum in AU as I expected. I wanted for price to break this structure for me to consider sales opportunities. That didn't happen. And in US 30, price just kept going up. It was a very nice trade. If price would have got to this point here, I would have considered buying opportunities until this high here. So something kind of like this. So with my stop loss around this area, of course, just considering that there was a buying confirmation, right? Like something like this. So for price to do something like this and then buying, right? And I will target, and I would have targeted this one. My stop loss kind of like this and around here. So that was basically my ideal for a 1 to 2 kind of. But yeah, that didn't happen. My direction was correct in both pairs. That's the most important thing, that my direction was correct, my analysis was correct, but there were no entries. So that was all for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, welcome to another day in the markets. Today is May 10th. It's the last day of this week, and I just placed this trade, a sell limit in this area in AU. I'm waiting for price to activate my order. Let's see if it actually activates it, or it basically happens the same thing that happened with the US 30 this week. Let's hope that's not the case this time. I rather prefer to price to activate my order or to get a stop loss, but not to just leave me behind without activating my order. So yeah, so I'm gonna explain the trade basically. So price rejected from this 1 hour supply zone, then it broke structure to the downside. We can see here, so this breakup structure here, like multiple breakup structures. There's kind of like liquidity here, and this impulse to the upside. So this one here, right? This impulse didn't break structure to the upside, and there's a supply zone here with all this zone here. So I placed my order in this area, which is from this impulse to this impulse. It's around a 60% discount, with my stop loss around this area, understanding that price could take liquidity from this highs here, which are London highs, and after taking liquidity it can reverse. So could easily do something like this. So that's why my stop loss is placed that way, and I'm targeting this area of the 1 hour, which is this small gap considering this liquidity, and I'm targeting this zone here. That's basically the trade idea. If price activates my zone and I do this and I break this structure here, I'm gonna move my stop loss to break even after it breaks this low here. So yeah, it's a very nice trade. I like it, and let's see if my order gets activated. I'll update you guys with whatever happens. Okay guys, so quick update. My order has been filled, so I'm already in this trade. So let's see what happens. I really like it. It reached my 60% discount. It has all my confluences, so I really like to see price dropping and taking as a minimum this low here that doesn't have a break of structure to the upside. So yeah, let's see what happens. I'll update you guys with the result and or with any update of the trade, guys. And on the other hand, in US30, I'm watching this possible trade following trend. The only thing is that it's 8:34 and I usually don't like to place trades before New York Open, so I'm kind of iffy because it's basically taking a trade and you only have 1 hour to give it a try. So it could consolidate and then New York Open drops and it basically destroys your setup. So that's why I'm kind of iffy, and honestly I think I'm not gonna take it, and I'm just gonna wait for New York Open to see if it actually goes a little bit lower or something. But I'm bullish for the session in US30. But yeah, I really think price is gonna reach this zone and then break structure again to the upside. So yeah. Okay guys, so quick update. This is how we're doing right now. We're floating in profit, but like every Friday there's kind of a consolidation. But I remember that I spoke about this, I'm not sure, but I think I did in one of my last videos, about something related to liquidity in my pair, and I want to show you guys. So this basic trade happened very similar in Euro USD, and look at this. You guys can see, look at the momentum in EU compared to AU. This is where I took my trade. Look at the momentum. Look at the momentum in my pair. It's insane. Like, there's so many times that this happens that I really don't understand. But yeah, I'm still holding. I'm respecting my plan. I'm not closing the trade. But this is definitely annoying to see how this moved. Like this, I would already be like in a break-even point. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, if I would have entered this, maybe price would haven't activated my order because this was the 60%. But let's say hypothetically that it did activate it. When this broke structure to the downside, I would have placed my stop loss to break even. But yeah, this actually don't look very nice based on the fact that your USD already did the move and this one is still consolidating. You guys can see DXY the same, like DXY did the whole move. I really don't understand, and now it's taking liquidity from this high here. So yeah, this scenario don't look very promising, to be honest, but we're following structure, so like structure to the upside. So let's see what happens. I'm not closing my trade. I'm just holding to see what happens. Hey guys, so it's currently 9:45 a.m. News are dropping in 15 minutes and this doesn't look very nice at all. So I'm gonna close the trade and break even. Yeah. Hey guys, so it's currently 9:45 and I just closed the trade manually. I closed it in, let me show you guys. I closed it in minus $110, which is like almost 0.5% loss. I decided because it's 9:46, literally in 15 minutes news are dropping and this doesn't look very promising. Like, I expect for price to drop, right? But I honestly think that price is going to take this liquidity first, so it was going to go even higher than this, and news are dropping and I don't trade news, so that's why I made that decision. So yeah, it was small loss today, 0.5%. a little bit less than 0.5%. But yeah, that was all for today. It was very unfortunate because like we can see that Euro USD actually did the move and it would have been a break-even trade for me. But in AU it happened completely the opposite, literally, and price didn't drop. There was no liquidity in my pair as usual. So yeah, that was all for today, and I'll see you guys next week. So yes guys, that was all for this week. It was a very nice week where I took 2 trades, one on Monday, one on Friday. The trade on Monday was very nice. I executed my plan perfectly and I was able to exit the trade in the perfect time where price was telling me to do so. And on Friday, I took also a very nice setup. Unfortunately, that trade didn't work, not because the trade or the idea wasn't valid, because probabilities just were not in my favor. Because as I show you guys, on Euro USD and on US 30, everything worked as I expected to. It was just that AU, like, there was no liquidity in my pair, which that sucks to be honest, but that's completely fine. I was able to close manually before actually losing the total trade, exiting in around 0.4% loss. And considering that I won a 0.8% on Monday, it was a profitable week for around a 0.4% profit. I know it's basically nothing. I understand that it's kind of a break-even week, and that's fine because at the end, the idea is actually consistently winning money throughout the weeks, throughout the months, throughout the years, and that's what basically trading is for. Things to improve, definitely I should improve in my exiting zones. For example, in AU, I should have targeted that initial low and not that last low I was targeting. And it was basically a take profit immediately. And on Friday, also understanding that there were news, so I should have maybe exited the trade earlier, understanding that there was not so many chances of price working into my favor and just not being able to give it a try in a fully opportunity, just because news were dropping at 10 a.m. But yeah, that was all for this week. Let's see what the next week give us. I'm really happy with this new pair, US 30. There's so much work to do still and still recollect a lot of data as I have with AU. But yeah, that's gonna be keep improving and let's see what happens the next week. Thank you for watching and see you guys the next Monday.